Yellow. What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Let me know if the music's too loud or any stuff like that. I'm just messing around with some settings. What is going on? I'm actually going to be animating. All right. Let me get some stuff organized here on my screen. Music's good. Thanks, Sebastian. All right. This is episode 10 for season 9. I've been dragging my ass on this forever. Just a lot of other stuff going on. But right now I'm setting up. There's a big basketball game in this episode. I've been setting it up for a long time. So now I'm finally going to start prepping and animating some stuff here. What's up, Zuby the Gooby? I use Flash or Adobe Animate. It's what I've been using for ever for this stuff. All right, yeah, Adobe Animate. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining. I'm gonna stream for like a couple hours. Gonna start with just setting up this basketball court. Trying to get rid of some extra stuff here. Hang on. Where did that one go? Here? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So first thing I'm doing here is I just want to get these two courts together. So I'm going to get some of this extra crap out of the way so I don't have to worry about it. There we go. So I got these two courts. Hey, Angel, great, thanks. Appreciate it. Will we see any Has-Been Hotel, Have a Boss, and TDC characters appear in a Dorky video in the future? So please bring back Today in Nerd Gaming History. I don't know if we'll do any like Has-Been Hotel. I don't really watch that show, nothing against it, but I just haven't watched anything from it. So I wouldn't really know how to include them or how to poke fun or whatever. But never say never. You never know. And this week, I mean, we have our podcast. New episode came out today. We were doing like the like Today in Nerd History, like the show, like with like Julia was our host. But those are hard to produce, and they take a while. And Julia is not in studio anymore, so that makes it really difficult to do. She still works for Dorkly and Lowbrow, of course, but not in studio. All right, so I am just setting up this basketball court, and all I'm doing here, the only difference in this whole thing in these sprites is they got some crowd movement in here. So I'm just getting that set up so it can be like a loop. And I'm gonna make it kind of a slow loop so it doesn't go crazy here. All right, let's see here. Let's see how it looks. That's perfect. All right. I'm gonna catch up on some comments real quick. Pokemon Sue's Dragon Ball. What's up, Ethereal? How's it going? Hey, you guys got a lot of comments coming in here. Cool. Thank you. Oh my God, it's Tails who animates Sonic for Hire. It is the Tokirili. Yeah, I'm pronouncing that correctly, I think. I animate when I can, and oops. Ooh, did I move those? I gotta reposition these. I animate when I can. I animate half of Dorkly now. It's me and Alex and Chase. And every once in a while, we'll get some other people to help out when we can. But it's always been a small team. All right, I'm trying to get all this to be a little bit pixel perfect here. I'm just being a little bit lazy. And let me just do it the right way. What am I doing here? What am I doing? All right. What's this? That's that. All right. So all I'm doing here, I have this custom pixel tool that we've been using forever. And I'm just going to use that to get lined up properly to the grid. And then I got to reposition these two hoops here so that they're lined up. If you get all that stuff set up early, it makes your life way easier down the line. See, that shit's not lined up at all. All right. All right. Let's see here. These pixels seem big. Why are these pixels so big? They are big. That's probably why it's all screwy. Let's try this again. I love pixels, but they are finicky if you don't get it exactly lined up. That's why Sonic for Hire's animation is like the pixels are all over the place. Because we were doing it when we were still learning how to set everything up and get everything looking nice. So a lot of those mistakes are just kind of baked into the whole rigs and animation and stuff. Which is all right. Kind of makes it easier to animate, but it just doesn't look as nice. All right, so I think that's lined up a little bit better now. Seems like it anyway. Yeah. All right, cool. That's one. What's going on, guys? Let me catch up on some comments here. Hunter MK22. Oh my God, I love Sonic for Hire. Watch it every week. Greetings from Germany. What's up? Thanks for watching. Hello from Germany. Can you do a video where Mario loses to Wendy Koopa over and over again, please, for Dorkly? I would love to see that again and laugh. Wendy Koopa. I gotta look up who Wendy Koopa is. I don't think we've ever used Wendy before. But I'm always wide open to any Mario idea and any different type of character that we can get in there for sure. All right. I gotta upload some royalty-free different music. I like StreamYard. I use StreamYard to stream this, and it comes with like a handful of songs, but you stream it long enough and it just gets to be a little bit monotonous. All right. Court is looking good. One nice thing about the newer versions, or whatever's been in there for a few years now at least, is they have a camera tool. So now I can just like zoom in wherever I need to. Like if the shot's happening over here, I can just move the camera around and it's all set up. But what's nice is that it's still aligned with all the pixels and everything like that. So when I bring Sonic in or anybody else, it'll be like the right size. It's pretty sweet. What you used to have to do is like 7 other steps to get it to look right, which is a pain in the butt. Episode idea: Pokemon tries to sue Digimon. I gotta look. We did an episode. I wasn't writing for Dorkly at the time, but we were producing everything and directing and stuff like that. But I know that they did a video with Digimon in there. It was only like one of them, I think. But I don't know enough about Digimon stuff. I just know it's like what the impression I get is like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like Pokemon is like Transformers and Digimon is like the GoBots, right? It's kind of just like a lesser version of it. Is that right? If that makes sense? If anybody even knows what the fuck the GoBots are. Should Sonic's sprite style change when he's in a different game? That is a really good question. Technically, yes, but it's a pain in the butt on us for production because it's making like a new rig and model every single time. Alex, our other animator guy who animated for Dorkly for like forever, still does. He'll do that every once in a while. Well, he'll change a whole rig to fit like a different game. But I don't have the patience to do that. So like for this episode, it's just going to be Sonic in this world. Pretty much like all of the all of Sonic for Hire, we really don't change like the rigs. They're just like themselves dropped into a different game. All right, so I got the court how I want it. I'm gonna just copy these. I just made a new scene in here. All right, so that's in there. I got this other scene. This is where like all my crap is, all my extra pieces. So like, I thought I had something on this layer. I guess not. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. So I don't think I need anything else from this layer, but I think I got. All right, so here is, this was from whenever the last time I was animating for Sonic, but spoiler, he becomes the Were Sonic here. So he's playing basketball as Were Sonic, a la the original Teen Wolf movie. And we got all these basketball players here. Let me change the background color so I can see what's going on. All right, so the first shot in here, let me share this real quick. Let me see. And I'm gonna make sure that I stop screen share. Yeah, there we go. I'll make sure that I switch back because the last couple streams it's just like I forgot to share my screen again, and you're just like staring at my fucking face the whole time. All right, so here's a script, right? This is the current script here, not to spoil too much or anything like that, but right now I am right here in this section here. All right, teams are at center court for the jump ball. Sonic is behind center. It's tipped to no one. All the players go for the ball. There's a scrum in the middle of the court. All right, so that is all I'm setting up right now, is just that action that's happening. There we go. So I'm gonna just get like Sonic's team ready, the other team ready, get Sonic lined up, and I don't think I'm just gonna cheat and not even like have a ref here, because that means I gotta like make one, blah blah blah. Parker is like 90% of the voices. I don't think he voices the women. No, thankfully we have a couple females who are hilarious and talented and can do the voices for us. There may have been a couple. No, I don't think there was. I was trying to think if there's ever ones where we were just in a pinch and we had to just like pitch shift our voices up. I wonder if you guys ever get copyrighted by these companies. We haven't. The only time, so like when we first started doing all this stuff, it was through College Humor or through Machinima. And the only time we ever got into any kind of trouble, which was deservedly so, was there was a Sonic one that, man, I didn't write it. I don't think I wrote it. Anyway, it was like Mario and Peach were, I think the whole premise was just, they were just having sex. So it was like already problematic. But this was a while ago and it was less thought out in those days. So it was, I animated it, but I don't think I wrote it. But anyway, it went on for way too long and it was like, there's nothing graphic in it, but it was like, all right, that's a lot that's going on here. And College Humor, I believe, got a letter from Nintendo. I didn't even know about this until like a couple years ago. But they got a letter from Nintendo asking to take it down because it was just like too much. And College Humor was like, they took it down, no problem. So that was the only time that anything's really come up from that. And I believe when we were doing Sonic for Hire for Machinima, I'm pretty sure that Machinima had like a really good working relationship with a lot of like the major companies and consoles and stuff. So I believe they were just cool with it. Like they just didn't really do anything about it. So we were fine. Like we didn't get in any trouble or get any like letters or anything like that. I'm realizing I don't have like a base. Can you guys see this? Yeah, okay. So like over here on the right, these are all the poses that I have available for these dudes, but I don't have one where they're just like standing. So I think I have to make that now. So I'll do that first. Hey, Nico. Nico, let me see if I can pronounce it. Damianitis. Nico Damianitis. What's up, man? Thank you for watching and joining if you're still hanging around. Thanks. Well, I'm fan art, SMG4, and Dorkly. Thank you, man. I'd love to see some fan art. What's up, Glenn? Someone keyed pecker face on the side of your cabinet back there. That was me. I did that. It's my calling card. That I need a new cabinet anyway. It's a good excuse. This cabinet's like the cheap IKEA ones. I think it's like slowly like bowing and falling apart. So I need an excuse to get a new one. All right, let me do. I just need to make like a normal looking pose for this dude. I think I'm gonna be fancy and actually sketch something out so I can like try to get some sort of proportions right. Well, this is gonna be a waste of time. It's just like a fucking stick figure. It doesn't really matter, I guess. It'll be some reference. Like this is kind of all I want. And I'll just do. No, there should be like a little bit of an action pose here, right? Then it's just like you're playing basketball. You're not just like fucking waiting for the bus. Right, maybe something like that. Maybe I'll do two, where one is like they get their arms out. Here, the hands are like nothing. And just the other arm like that. I think that's all I really need for that. All right, so that'll be my thing there. Bring back Mario. He's a great villain. We just did a Mario video where he was not the villain. We released it on Friday. Comic accurate Sonic in games. I never read the Sonic comics, so I don't know. I don't know what he's like, unless he's just like I don't know, a sassy guy. Sonic's sassy, right? What's up, Glenn? Are you the Dorkly voice for Sonic the Hedgehog? I am the voice of Tails. The voice of Sonic is Michael William, who is been my longtime co-writer, writing partner on stuff. So he's the voice of Sonic, and he voices other characters every once in a while, but not a whole lot of other ones. But he's mainly Sonic. All right, so let me get this dude standing up straight. Yeah. But I do Tails, I do Eggman, Thunderhead, Kirby. I just did like a bunch of other ones. What does this guy's head really look like? No, it's like that. All right. It's a weird ass head. These dudes look like the first drones, like the drones that Hammer made in Iron Man 2. You guys know what I'm talking about? It had like the really skinny head. Hey, Ali Psycho, what's up? I always mispronounce your name, but let me know if I did it correct that time. Thanks for tuning in. I know Nintendo, NES, SNES, and Nintendo GameCube. You're just rattling off all the consoles. I can name consoles too. How goes eating the Fantastic Four world? He's a slow eater. Harold is slow. He's one of those guys that will like, or people that will like eat, chew all like the proper amount of times, like check his phone, chat for a little bit. You know, he's like, he gets distracted, so it's kind of dragging on a bit already. What am I doing here? All right, so that's like that. These dudes' heads are weird. All right, let's go something like that. I think that's his head. My voice is all raspy. Fan of Yoshi. Oh yeah, you got me covered here. Voice of Tails. Eggman. Toad. I guess I'm Toad. There's like, I don't think there's like a set voice we use for Toad. It's usually just like high pitch and annoying, but it'll change too because sometimes like I can't do the voice. Like sometimes it's just crazy. See, that's not even it. I just turned it into Eggman. So a lot of times I'll just like change it to be like something like this, like a little bit lower and raspy. Hi there, folks. I'm also Video James. Yep. Sonic has all the best soundtracks of all time. Sonic's music is pretty fucking sweet. Definitely. What's up, Talking Ollie Owl? I see a lot of the hand waves. What's going on? I don't know anything at all. Hey, I figured I didn't think I was going to be able to read that. What's up? Like you guys use sprites from all over. Even make yourself. I like how you guys use sprites from all over. Even make some yourself. Shows you care. Yeah, we you know, a lot of it. So much of the credit goes to the sprite like artists or the people who like will rip the sprites and post them on Spriter's resource. They are doing God's work for that stuff because it's like all that prep work that goes. I don't even fully know how they do it, but like that's where we get all the base stuff, like from the majority of it anyway. Some people make custom stuff and post it on there as well. So the people who do that stuff, it's a lifesaver. And then, you know, whenever we need to, just like for this, like I got to make this new pose for this one dude, you know, that's where you go in and you just do it yourself. And then like rigging it all and stuff, you know, you got to go in and make the different eyeballs and mouth shapes and hands and stuff like that whenever you need to. But, you know, otherwise it just doesn't quite, you can't like get enough comedy out of it if you're just like using too little of poses. I'm just going to get rid of this middle part here. I'm trying to figure out what I need to get rid of. The pixel art's hard too, because it's like if you go 1 or 2 pixels off track, it just sets the whole thing looking wonky. So I just want to give like a little bit of a knee bend and then have it come back. I feel like that looks fucking weird. I feel like this, I need to bring his foot forward. I think that might do it. I also need to change this music. Ugh. Something like that? No, that looks stupid. It looks dumb, guys. What's going on? All right, let me get rid of this leg. I think that's throwing me off too, or it's not helping at least. All right. I think that's not bad. Not great, but what can you do? Boom, boom, boom. Can I say Bidoof? Bidoof. I forget who did the voice of that. Bidoof. I think I was the voice of like one of the Bidoof's friends or something. And that whole series is fucking ridiculous. I had nothing to do with that whole series. Hang on one sec. I gotta text somebody real quick. I had nothing to do with that. Sorry, one sec. I had nothing to do with Pokemon Rusty, right? I had nothing to do. Those are all like written by the Dorkly team there, like Owen Parsons, Caldwell Tanner. Oh boy, I don't know who else was involved in it, but like that whole team there was all them, and that series was a huge hit for Dorkly and a ton of fun. We get a lot of requests to like bring it back, but I don't know what. I think it's like run its course, but I wouldn't want to do it. Like I would want to have those guys back, but they're all doing other stuff, other careers and everything like that. So that wouldn't work. All right, this still looks freaking weird, but I'm getting there. I think I'm going to push this leg back. Let me do that. Right, and then zip, zorp, and here and here. Getting there, getting there. I think I just need to like cheat this other leg out a little bit. Because if I just put one out there, it's going to look kind of odd. Something like this. All right, this becomes like a kind of a mess, but it's kind of working. Ugh, this. I love it. I wouldn't be able to function without this sprite tool, but it is finicky. All right, I think that works. I'm not going to be overly. Do you plan to continue using Sonic's pixel movements? Yeah, I mean we use a whole set of like the one straight from the game, and then when I animate, we have like a bunch of set arms and stuff that we use for like all the set poses and everything like that. So it's all kind of, well, we build in new ones every once in a while, but that's, you know, we stick with like what we've got. I might just steal this dude's arm. Fuck that. I don't feel like drawing it. Know what I mean? Get rid of all this. Get out of here. You. All right, there we go. One arm. And just line that shit up. All right, there we go. I think that works for an arm. I'm gonna just do something like that. So he's like hanging out. Ooh, I kind of like that. Is there going to be a Sonic for Hire Halloween episode and a Christmas episode? Hey, Vortex, love you too. Jason, is there going to be a... That would be... I never even thought of that. That would be really funny to do. I mean, honestly, at the rate that I'm able to put these out, I would probably have the Halloween one done by the time like 4th of July next year rolls around. So it might not be the best idea. I'd have to like start it 6 months ago. If we planned it out and made it like short, possibly could do that. I don't want to say no. I might just switch around. His arm feels a little too short. A little too short. All right. I like it. I like it. I'm not even going to put in another arm because it's just going to be in the way. And you get out of here. All right. So now I got to do that piece of cake. I just need to change skin tones for the other dudes. Now I got this dude, right? So Sonic's going to be on the white team. Let me get the court back on. Get these guys lined up. All right. So Sonic is over here. Those are those dudes. All right. I'll put Sonic in his own graphic. I'll put everybody in like their own graphic eventually, but right now I'm just going to like roughly kind of get them over here. All right, so the script said Sonic is placed behind the center. So this dude that I was working on here is going to be the center. Let's do something like this, right? So they're do like that. This dude will be here on this team. I'll get them separated out on layers and shit later. All right. So to be like that, now I got to take this frame here and just start dropping it into these other guys here and make the skin tones match. Okay. You know what? Before I forget, I'm going to change this music because it's driving me bonkers. Let's do lo-fi. All right, it's a little bit better. A little bit better. What's up, Aquatarchus? Aquatarchus? I feel like I get like anxiety trying to make sure I pronounce people's screen names right. Hey, can I do some voice acting as a Sonic character? Sure. If you have a good microphone. That's like the biggest thing. Whenever people ask if they can be a voice, is just make sure you have a decent mic. Because that's like, it takes you out of it really quick if suddenly one character, his voice is like echoey or it's just way off. Kind of throws you off. That too, and like if you're a good voice actor, that's kind of important too. I thought I had. This setup part's like tedious, but necessary. Oh shit! I gotta change this jersey too. Whoops. These guys got blue socks too? Of course they do. All right. Almost there. This dude, you need a standing guy too, but you also need a blue jersey. Oh, did I forget a piece? Did I forget a pixel on this guy? I think I did. Yep. All right, is that everybody? I think it is. Great. She's the female Koopaling. Oh, okay, great. The girl Koopaling. Sorry, I'm like catching up on conversations that we started like 20 minutes ago. I could say lines like Bazinga. The classic Bazinga. Yeah, you love Germany. No, Nazi Germany, just Germany. Yeah, just Germany's cool. I don't need the Nazi stuff. I'm good. Good. All right, so let's get these dudes to be lined up so they're not triggering any OCD. Do. All right. This type of setup stuff is, like I was saying, oh man, they're not lined up. Son of a bee. What's up with this court? All right, you know what? I'm not gonna like sweat over it. It looks like the pixels are just different anyway, so screw it. It's close enough. All right, cool. Sonic's gonna be all over the place. It's fine. I'm not gonna. All right. So that and this, and so we just need like a mix of players here. Now saying like this type of stuff that I'm just like the setup stuff. It's fun because it's just sort of like mindless in a way, where you can just get it done. You don't have to like focus on every possible little thing. You can watch a show. You can just kind of zone out, listen to music, whatever. So it's kind of nice and relaxing. A lot of the shit that I'm doing, it's like giving notes on animation or writing up emails, or I'm in calls or whatever, like client stuff. And that's like, you got to pay attention to that stuff. Or, if you're like animating, you kind of need to focus more. I feel like I need another pose, guys. This seems too casual now. You know what I mean? It's suddenly like kind of weird. Let me swap. Let me get one of these dudes out here too. All right. Does anybody know what program this is? It's Adobe Animate. It is Flash. Mario Mayhem. Yeah, this is Blender. It's not Blender. Don't listen to Aquatarkus. Aquatarkus? Yeah, I said that right. Strasbourg, what's up, man? Is it time to add Skydiver Roach? Of course it is. When will we get the FLAs for Sonic for Hire? I don't mind giving some of those out. Let me know if who was asking this. Where did I just see that? Oh, the Black Sheriff. Let me know. Is there an episode or a scene or something that you want to mess with? Let me know. I don't mind like dishing those out. I've done it before for some other people who asked for them. So like, I don't think to like do it. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so that's everybody on this team. It's couple randos, and Sonic. All right, now I need blue team. Oh wait, why did I do that? So let's do a couple white guys, a couple black guys. I need one more. All right, I don't know where everybody has to stand on tip off, but I think it's mixed up more, right? It's not just 1-to-1. I think they got to be closer. Whatever, who gives a shit? All right, it's not really the point for this. You know what? Now it's gonna fucking bother me. Line up on basketball tip off. Bing bong. Images. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through some of y'all comments here. I can't remember if they appeared or not, but 5e Chaotix should make a cameo. That I don't know who it is, so they definitely did make a cameo. There's a lot of like the Sonic lore, like newer games, or not even newer at this point, but just like other games past like Sonic 2 and 3 that I just don't know anything about. You know, I'm just gonna keep it like this. I was trying to research like where everybody lines up on a tip off, but who farkin' cares? Let's just do it like this. Keep it clear, keep them out of the way. That's kind of the bigger thing. All right, so I need poses for this dude's. Come on. All right, you guys need to flip around. There we go. You, pay attention. Flip around. There you go. All right. I did the regular. I need to mix in like a. I need to make a mix of. I need to make a different pose. Hang on. I need like this one, but with relaxed arms. This one will go quicker. Let me get rid of all this other shit on here. Because I don't like them all standing like too relaxed. Looks weird. All right, let me get rid of some arms. I gotta keep his face. Gotta keep that beautiful face. There we go. All right. Head looks so weird. It looks like a broken neck. All right. I'm gonna just grab this arm. Something like that. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see how that looks. All right. That just feels a little bit more natural to me. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. All right. All right. All right. Let's see here. Could we get one day? Could we one day get? Oh, yeah, you're asking again that. I'll catch up with whatever if you happen to answer. I'm like way behind on comments here. Digimon and Pokemon are super different. All right, yeah. And goodbye, Dorkly. I love you. Goodbye. Thanks for hanging out. Yo, got to do Castlevania. I was just watching Mr. Malav. I was just watching like a random reel about Castlevania. It was like one of the newer ones where I think I only really played the original, the first one, or maybe one after that too. But that'd be fun. It's just like the sprites are kind of tough. I think that's part of why we don't really do a ton of Castlevania stuff. But they would be a lot of fun. There's ones that we kind of wanted to do where it's just sort of pokes fun at like the wall chicken for health, like that kind of stuff, you know, but we've kind of done similar things like that in the past. But there's a lot of like, because, you know, there's all like the Dracula lore and whatever outside of the game that's fun to mess with. What am I doing here? Switching jerseys. But yeah, we should do some. We did some Castlevania. We did Dracula in an episode of Sonic. I forget which one. Is it season 8? Might have been season 8. We spent like one episode in there. But yeah, that'd be fun. It's one of those things too. I would have to like introduce it in one of our like if video games are realistic series, because if it's on its own, I don't think the video will do all that well, which kind of sucks. Just because it's like an algorithm thing. I think this Sonic might be for hire. He just might be. Son of a bitch. Crazy enough where it just might work. All right, we got some new poses here. Let's give these dorks some little action poses here to make it feel a little bit more fun. Something like that. All right, now I got to give Sonic an equally fun action pose. I kind of forget what we have for his setup here, but let's see. Save. Sonic's going to be the new Michael Jordan. He's going to be the new Teen Wolf. The new Michael J. Fox. Question, have you thought about adding other Sonic characters to the series like Silver or Blaze? I was saying earlier, like I don't really know too many of the other characters. But I would like to start using like some of them for sure. Like Shadow or Metal Sonic, like those kind of, like that kind of crew. Because I know those ones, but like there's others where I just don't really know them too much, so I don't know how to use them the best way. Also to sprites. If I don't know what their sprites are, then it makes it kind of tough too. All right, we'll stick with this. I'm gonna go crazy with it. All right, I had a basketball in here. All right, so that is that first sentence, right? So this is what animation is. Setting a whole bunch of setup just to get ready to go. And what's happening here? Did I fuck this up? I did. Okay. Get that arm over here. I got random keyframes in here. I'm at the end of the shot. Okay. What's going on, everybody? I followed Sonic for hire for quite some time. Question, do you have the rights from Sega, or is there an arrangement with Sega where you do not press legal charges? Hey, Daniel Waleed, I don't have the rights to it. I have, in a weird way, it falls under parody, which is like a gray area for all this kind of stuff. But it falls under parody. Like if I were selling like DVDs of it, like direct profit from it, then I'm sure they would come for you or just give you like a cease and desist. Similar to like when people will, might make like some fan art or something like that and put it on a shirt and sell that online, that kind of stuff. Like you can get flagged for that. But we don't have a deal with them for anything like that. The rights to this show, oddly enough, I do have, because it was originally, we made this show for Machinima, and then when Machinima got bought by like 6 other places, it was at like the WB, and then it was at Rooster Teeth. So when I did season 8 for Rooster Teeth, they had the rights to it. Then a whole bunch of weird stuff happened after that. They only ended up doing that one season, and then later, like a couple of years later, those guys are super nice. They're just like, do you want the rights to the series back? Which is a funny thing to say, like, I don't have the rights to Sonic or any of the characters that we're using here anyway, but I now have the rights to the show. So I was like, yeah, of course. And we did like a deal. They gave me the rights, and then we did some contract work for them on like the Death Battle series. I think it was Death Battle, for like a discounted rate in exchange for getting the series back. So I do have the rights to Sonic for hire, but I don't have any rights from Sega or anything like that. It's all under parody, thankfully. Oh, Abe Lecture. Yeah, I'm like a half hour behind. I'll catch up on here. I'll catch up with the comments and stuff. If you want to, can I put this on screen? If you want to, who sent? Hang on a second. K63292. Thanks so much, man. Hello, Mr. Mike, and morning. I hope you're doing well. It's scorching in the past few days. Yeah, it's like 90 here. This is my second time donating this question to you on July 6th on my channel. Your question in July 6th. It's on my channel, and you're welcome to watch anytime you want. Take your time. Thanks so much, man. That is very, very generous of you. Appreciate it. Where's that? Where did that go here? I'm like way behind. You guys are coming like crazy. Thank you. I will catch up with these comments, but if you want like Sonic files, send me an email. Info. Can I put this on screen? Let's see. What's like the best way to put this on screen? Can I just like? I'm gonna post a comment. Let's see. There we go. All right. You see that that comment there? That email? Send me an email there, and I'll get you hooked up with like a flash file. And let me know if there's an episode or whatever, and I'll send you some stuff. Fan of yours, she said, do you animate before the voices or after? You animate after. There's stuff you can do before, but the process of animation is like you got the script, and then you record the voices, and then you edit all the voices, and you get them all together how you want, and that's called a radio play. So the radio play is just like all the audio timed out, everybody's voices, all like the selects, which are like the different takes of which, every line has like you recorded it a few times. Excuse me. You record it a few times, you pick a select, it's like the best take. And then you time all that stuff out. And when you get that how you want it, then that's called the radio play, the final thing. So you get that, and then let me shut this. I'm not Sonic. You get that together, and then you can start animating. So like this sequence here, there's no audio in here, but I don't have any timing or anything yet. So I'm gonna just rough together like some, not like a real animatic here, but just trying to figure out the timing of the action. Because all I'm doing is, the teams are at center court for jump ball. Sonic's behind center. It's tipped to no one. All the players go for the ball. There's a scrum in the middle of the court. All right, so that's the action, right? So if anybody remembers the original Teen Wolf, that's what we're parroting here. That's what happens in the game, and Michael J. Fox like busts out of it, and he is the werewolf. Oh shit! Does that mean? Hang on. Sonic's not werewolf yet. Spoilers. Sorry. That's a good. I'm glad I didn't start fucking animating anything. All right, let's get regular Sonic in here for a second. All right, I need regular Sonic. Unleashed. This episode is called Unleashed. All right, let me get regular Sonic in here. While that's opening, did you ever get a chance to see the Rogue on the wiki? I have not. It'll be, honestly, Strasbourg, like, it's going to be forever before I ever start doing that. I don't know who that character is, and, like, it's just going to be, like, it's going to take forever to get that together. Manhog. He becomes the Manhog? I don't know what Manhog is. Angel of the Great. Is that another? Here's an idea. Thank you, man. Video game agent, Kevin assistant, and video game accountant all meet, and we see a collab between the three. Also, Wendy is a Koopaling. That is, I like that idea. I really want to bring back video game agent and Kevin. Kevin, who's voiced by Justin, who streams for us during the week. I've been meaning to like get something with Kevin, the character Kevin, back in the mix, but I just have not written out that yet, because you need like the right villain and stuff for it. All right, so here's regular Sonic. That's what's going on here. Let me push him out of here. right, so we got regular Sonic. He's just going to be like over here. So Sonic doesn't need, this is classic Sonic where it's the beginning of the game and Sonic doesn't really know what's going on. He's not going to be paying attention. Is this the head scene? All right, cool. I'm just splitting up the pieces on layers here. All right, cool. There we go. There we go. There we go. Adel Buskin, greetings. Adele Buskin. Is that even close? How are you, bro? What's up? Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out on a Sunday, on a super hot Sunday. It's like 90 here. It was nice yesterday. There was like no humidity. Now it's just like fucking heat. Ooh, you posted an image of Wendy the Kuba on Discord. Thank you. I know I've been saying it for fucking ever, but the Discord will be open to like everybody as soon as possible. We're doing trying to do like a bigger release thing of like a few things at the same time. So we're doing, oh boy, who's this guy? Hang on, sorry. We're like designing like a classic Dorkly website for all the, it's team one. All right. Sorry. For all like the comics to live, the whole big archive of comics. When we took over Dorkly from College Humor, they didn't really have like a proper archive of all their stuff. So we've had to go through like the Wayback Machine and try to start grabbing comics and then categorizing them and stuff, and then putting them back up online. So we're going to be building a website. So as that's going out, we'll make the Patreon. I'm sorry. We'll update some of the Patreon stuff, but we'll also make the Discord open so everybody can hang out. Why is Sonic a werewolf? If you are old enough to know the original Teen Wolf, this whole episode is a spoof on that. What is this? Min, do not terminate or hack. Say start digging in your butt, twin. I don't know what the hell is that from? I don't know what that's from. Or is it from an episode of Sonic? I honestly, there's tons of lines that I do not know. Ethereal, yeah, Hedgehog for Hire. That was Rooster Teeth playing it safe. Didn't want to get anybody mad. All right, so I'm gonna do. All right, so I got Sonic in here. I got all these players here. I'm just gonna throw them in a folder together. They're just like a big mass. I think I gotta make some new sprites too of them in this pile too. Also, spoiler, but Sonic murders like all of them. All right, so we got the action here. It'll play for a few frames. And then here's something I like to do. All right, all I'm doing here, I'm gonna start doing the animatic, and I just like kind of ghosting this back a little bit so that I can draw on top without having to worry about it. All right, I'm gonna do a few different things here. So the ball's gonna, nope. Here's the ball. It's gonna go up a little bit. Have this on, yep. It's gonna go up and tipped over. All right, basically come down this way. And bounce a bit here. I might need to have it clear. I might need to move Sonic somewhere else, because I kind of just want it to bounce in front of him. So let's move. Let's get Sonic like over here, like way back here, right? So he's not even paying attention at all. That'd be good. All right, that works. So the ball's going to go up. And did I lose that drawing? I guess I did. It's fine. All right, so it'll kind of hit, bounce a little bit. So all I'm doing here, I'm like just super rough trying to figure out the timing of everything. Kind of just want the ball to like settle here in like a nice open spot. Right, that seems good. And everyone's going to kind of just stare at it for a beat. And then they'll all Sonic will be like, oh shit. And then everyone's just going to kind of dogpile onto it. So it's just going to be like a big pile up here of everybody. Okay, so now I need to see if I even have any sprites from these dudes that might fit. All right, so we have the run. I got to just make some new stuff here. So it looks like they're like diving and getting into a mess. How you dab? I found a reload on a website. I don't know what that one was. I just watched the episode with the lawnmower. The clock in it was pretty funny. Lawnmower and the clock was pretty funny. Which one was this one, Dylan? I don't know which one that is. The episode with the lawnmower and the clock was pretty funny. Talking about Alarmo? I don't know what the lawnmower one is. Why are they playing basketball? It's from Teen Wolf. Question, will other characters from other Sonic games ever show up? I think I may have answered the same question earlier, but it's... I probably will, but I just need to like know who they are, you know. The Mario 69, that was a classic. The Mario 69, what was that? Remember the part where Mario eats a mushroom to make it bigger? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what you're talking about. The band, whatever one that they took down. Yeah, it was. I found it on like a similar thing. Like somebody posted it somewhere else, some random site. Yeah, that's like it was like anything on the internet. It's going up. Somebody's gonna download it and repost it later on, for sure. Hey, Jay Green, thanks so much, man. Sonic refuses to pay child support, so here's $5 for avocados for Soniqua. Jay Green, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Soniqua appreciates it too. Sonic was not gonna pony up for that. And the Goomba was watching. Yeah, I remember like the mushroom made it bigger. I think we used like the sound effect, like or whatever it is, you know, to get it bigger. Did Mario get the mushroom in the bed to make it longer and bigger and to give it to Peach while the Goomba and Bowser enemies were watching? Yes, this is all familiar. I remember like we made like the blanket animation and stuff. Yeah. Antillo and Auntie Lopez Mexicanos. I love your animations. Greeting from Mexico, and thank you for all the years of bringing me joy and laughter. Thank you, man. I've never been to Mexico. I want to go to Mexico. I don't want to go to like a Mexico, like a resort or like spring break kind of stuff. I'd like to just go like somewhere like not there, like a regular Mexico. Eat some good food. See some nice sights. It's good for publicity overall if you think about it. Man, I got to catch up on these comments. I'm missing like the context, or I'm forgetting the context. What's the episode with the alarm clock mode? The clock, it was pretty funny. I think you're talking about Alarmo. Yeah, we use them in a couple things. Who is better to you, Sonic or Mario? I think Mario's been better for Dorkly. Sonic for Hire has not always been for Dorkly. Sonic for Hire was originally a lowbrow thing or a machinima thing. So just realizing these guys don't have any like shooting or jumping sprites. Sorry. think I got to make some other shit. Oh man, yeah. This is going to turn into like a sprite making thing. Sonic was great for lowbrow because when Sonic for Hire took off, it was a big deal for me, and it gave us like a since it was successful on Machinima, like it was a big payday, not like a massive payday, but like bigger than what we had ever earned up to that point, and it was unexpected. So I was able to like hire people full time and get a studio open and that kind of stuff. So it really helped like cement the studio, which was great. All right, so I got to make some new sprites here. I got to make like a jumping one. I'm going to try to just jam through these things. I was hoping I could get to some animating, but I didn't quite realize I needed so many sprites made for these dudes. That's all right though. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. All right, so I'm just kind of roughing through some weird looking feet, but their feet are just weird. I'll catch up in some comments as well in a sec. All right, so this one I'm going to do him shooting. Make a new layer. I think these are from Double Dribble. It was an old NES game. I think that's where I grabbed them from, but I know they had more sprites than this. Oops. This guy's shooting form is suspect. It's all right. As long as I got like an arm in the air, I'm all right. It's not bad. Looks like he's shooting. Just move this up a little bit so it's off the ground like he actually jumped. Right? Got the little wrist action there. He's shooting. He's shooting. Have you ever thought about doing a collab with SMG4? I don't know who that is. I don't know a lot of like other places aside from like ones that I've just worked with in a long time. Let me just look up SMG4. Maybe I do know who they are. Don't know. They are very popular. I don't know. There's so much shit that I haven't seen. I'll check them out, but there's stuff like I just see like Mario with a bunch of like distorted faces. I'm up for whatever, but like sometimes if you don't know the other person, like if your workflow or comedy doesn't quite like mesh, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Okay, so that's a shooting one. I'll do like the later. I'm gonna populate this dude with a bunch of poses here. I need like a jumping one. Let me do a jumping one from this too, from the straight view for the tip off. This dude's got like boobs. All right. I would love to get Alex on a stream and see how fast he makes shit so fast. His sprites. I don't know how he does it. He's like a savant. All right. Let's see here. Who's talking? Alphys Undertale fan. Your animations are great, by the way. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm an okay animator. Alex is a very good animator. I'm a good animator, like for some stuff. A lot of times I am restricted by a time where like I just need to get I on the client side, I'm like directing stuff or giving notes, so like I can't spend too much time animating as much as I'd like to anymore. But there's certain stuff that if it's puppeted, I can do some VFX stuff. I like VFX animation. Not like the 3D stuff, but like 2D, kind of smoke or water stuff. Like, I like trying that stuff at least. I'm not saying I'm like awesome at it, but it's fun to do. But my strengths are more direction and writing and post-production stuff. Let me get rid of some of these. Is he all one thing? Okay, yeah, that's why. All right, here we go. Zipping along here. Try something a little bit different on these feet. Make it seem like he's jumped. I'm just pushing down some of this so it doesn't look exactly the same as the other ones. Oh, hell yeah, animation stream. What's up, Shippy C? Like Eggman did the tornado? What was that? LS Sands? Like Eggman did to the tornado. What did he do to the tornado? There's so many things, sorry, that like if that's from an episode, like my brain is dumb and I forget stuff. Especially with Sonic. Or a lot of the stuff that we do actually, because we have like other projects that are going on and you kind of like have to move on from it to the next project and you kind of forget what's in there after a while. But so there's like sometimes where I just don't remember what if there's like a specific reference or something. All right. This is looking, speeding along here now. I feel like I'm getting the hang of this shit with these sprites, these particular sprites. Kind of know that's what the weird tricky thing with sprites is. I was kind of saying before, it's like, if you do too much, it looks crazy. Like I was going to put a thumb on this guy, but you can't put a full thing. So maybe it's just like, boop, right? But that looks weird. Now it looks like he's even the finger. So now it's like that. I'm gonna just do that. And that works okay for me. Ruan Coutinho Funky. Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining. Why did Sonic for Hire start being pixel perfect? Nothing wrong with the new style. I'm just curious. It's still not really pixel perfect, but like general setup stuff that we do and like background things. Try to that's what we do a lot now anyway. So I think that production habit is just influenced to like the new production for Sonic for Hire. But like the animation itself is not pixel perfect. Like we'll rotate shit and like it's Yo. Hey, I gotta cut this off. Something's going on with my internet and my server and stuff. So sorry about that. Gotta end this thing early. But I'll try to catch up by streaming next week. All right.